So I really tried to stay completely out of this whole Bernie Sanders versus Joe Biden debate. The reality is, I don't care who wins. I was asked this question last week after Elizabeth Warren dropped out. I was even asked this question after Kamala Harris dropped out because there's no secret. I supported Kamala Harris, then I supported Elizabeth Warren. And truth be told, I supported two of the best candidates, in my opinion, their policies. I didn't agree with every policy, didn't agree with their entire past, but they had some issues and policies that aligned with me and talked about some things that resonated with me. Sanders, he has a movement. There's no lie about it. There's more young people who are excited about Bernie Sanders than Joe Biden. Let's just be clear about it. But the elderly, our seasoned saints, our seasoned and senior citizens, they support Joe Biden. And it's because, let's be real, both of these men have been in Congress 30 plus years. But when you look at the tall tale of the tape, and it's no knock on either one of them, we cannot talk about a revolution or changing the system with just rhetoric. Let's be real. 12 years ago, when Barack Obama ran, he ran on hope and change, right? Love Barack. Love a lot of things he did. But he ran on hope and change, got a lot of people involved in politics like never before. The truth of the matter is, Michigan, which are my home state, is the beacon ground for who's going to decide the president of the United States. In 2020, it don't matter if it's Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden taking on Donald Trump. It's all about who can win Michigan come November. Because if Hillary Clinton had won Michigan, we might not have a Donald Trump. But the fact that she lost Michigan not only to Bernie Sanders, but she lost it to Trump too because she didn't invest in the resources. And even right now, I'll be real, I haven't received one literature piece from Joe Biden, one literature piece from Bernie Sanders. But I can tell you this, when Bloomberg was in the race, I got about 10 to 7 literature pieces. In fact, the same week that Elizabeth Warren was dropping out, I got a literature piece from Elizabeth Warren. Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden haven't got one piece of literature from them. And that's even since they announced way back in 2019 till now. In fact, the only time I've seen both of them with any type of presence, I saw Joe Biden at the Forbes 30 under 30. That was back in October, I think. No, September, October, somewhere around that time. I think when I was at that event. That was the only time I saw Joe Biden people. I've never seen Bernie Sanders people. Now, I rarely watch the news, but watching the news, I see them on TV. So this is what I'm getting at, and I'm just being real with everybody. I don't care who you vote for. You can support either one. They both have flawed policies. They both have flawed political history. You can't compare, say they apples and oranges. Maybe, yes. But the reality is they both been in Congress in the United States Senate for 30 plus years. The problem I have is, while Joe Biden might have wrote the crime bill, advocated for the crime bill, Bernie Sanders, you still voted yes for it. I don't care if the pieces of the crime bill you liked and other pieces you don't, that's why you voted yes. That's just like somebody said, I voted for the Iraq War, but I didn't support the Iraq War, so why you vote yes? You can't have it both ways. The fact of the matter is, in the 80s and in the early 90s, crime was all over the place. So while the Clinton crime bill was horrible, many communities, including right here in Detroit, Michigan, and elsewhere, wanted that crime bill. Many communities wanted the crime bill because drugs were out of control, the crime rate was out of control, and the crime bill had a lot of things in there to get more police presence, some more funding in urban cities, some more things to clean up what had basically in the 80s, what Reagan didn't do is invest in these type of neighborhoods and stuff. And that's what that crime bill did. It invested in more law enforcement. It invested in a crime force. It invested in trying to bring back and take the bad out of those neighborhoods and to bring them back. Fast forward now we see it was mass incarceration. It caused all types of issues. But we couldn't have saw that back then because we were looking at it as improving across the board, the crime rate across the nation. But as we see it now, we know that the 90s crime bill, known as the Clinton crime bill, was a horrible bill that impacted many minority, predominantly African-American and people of color communities. We know it now. But where do we go from here? So we can't say crime is completely wiped away. It's not. There is a disparity in mass incarceration. We know that. But where do we go from here? So we got Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, who both have been in Congress for long periods of time, who's sitting up here trying to tell you to vote one way or the other, which is fine. So I ask you, don't just listen to the rhetoric, but really understand what happened when people voted on bills. Because you can't have it both ways. Say you was against it, but you voted yes. You fought against it, but you still voted yes. To me, a vote yes is a vote yes. Period. Stand on principle. If the bill you felt was bad, vote no, and then explain why you vote no, despite it has some things in there that you want to benefit from. That's just almost like the people in Congress who didn't believe in TARP, didn't believe in the stimulus package that Obama passed when he got in office under Congress, and they were advocating, going on stump speeches saying da-da-da this and all that, but their communities benefited from the stimulus package when we were in the Great Recession. So stop being hypocritical. Stop being funny and acting like you didn't support stuff like that. Stop it. I like Sanders, but he comes off as an angry Caucasian man, older Caucasian gentleman. And Joe Biden, let's be real, he's had some very bad debates. Very bad debates. But he's had some good ones too. Some people call it early dementia. Could be. I don't know. All I know is we got two candidates who don't look like me and don't look like the issue, and they don't talk to the issues that concern me. But they way better than what's on the other side. I can tell you that now. So who do you go with? Truth of the matter is, I told somebody this. It doesn't matter if an orangutan was taking on 45 in November. I would vote for the orangutan. It don't matter. To me, Sanders or Biden don't even matter. I just want 45 out. And in 2024, we can debate this whole issue of trying to get a third-party system, getting rid of the two-party system, having a strong independent candidate. Because let's be real, Bernie Sanders is actually independent. While he votes Democrat, he wants to run as a Democratic presidential election. He's really an independent if you look by his title. In the Senate, he's an independent. Good and fine. So run as an independent. The reason why he won't, because he know that would give 45 a chance at winning in November. So let's get past this. Vote for who you don't vote for. Whoever's the Democratic nominee, let's rally behind them. Get 45 out. And then I'll work with anybody come 2024 in order to have this true independent, revolutionary type system that we can see. But whoever wins between Sanders and Biden, I'm praying they beat Trump. I'm going to work hard to work on that. And when that happens, I'm going to hold their feet to the fire, but also recruit somebody for 2024 who I know can be a true independent and break down this two-party system that doesn't benefit no one. That's just my 2 cents. You can take it how you want to take it.